Hey guys, how's it going? It's me. We are going to talk to Jeremy. Jeremy, you there?
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Allow. All right, there we go. Can you hear me now?
I can. Yeah. Does this work for you?
Perfect.
Okay. Let's try this. So, what I need to do really quick is close a bunch of crap I had open for this other project. Uh, God, this bug has been brutal today. Okay. So, let's do this. So, this is your new project as soon as this responds. And do you have a few minutes to go over this? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all good. Take as much time as you like.
Okay. All right.
Are you
Starting
publishing
now.
this to like a local environment?
Yeah. Right now, I'm just running it locally.
Okay.
Yeah. But I can release. I just wanted to review a few things with you. I have a little bit of stuff I wanted to do tonight, and then I'll push it. But I could honestly push it now. Okay, so this is it. I don't know if I actually remember this. Fingers crossed. Okay. Yeah, this is it. Most of this you've seen already. But I'm trying to remember some of the bugs that you've talked about. I know some of them were with the agent messages and brokerage messages. And I can't remember. I can pull up your email, see what all those were really quick. Whoops. Oh, I actually don't want that open there. I want it open here. That's part of the problem. Okay. Let me open up your email. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Interesting. Okay. So all of this stuff is fixed. Why won't it? It's not the bottom, is it? No, it is the bottom. Okay. So remove the agent's ability to post on brokerage messages. That's been fixed. I'm not going to show you that because it would require me signing out, and I don't even think I have another account created. So, well, actually, maybe I should, so I can show you how that part works. So, if you remember before, when you went to sign in, there was a register link on the homepage.
Yes.
I've gotten rid of that because that's not really your workflow. So
Correct.
instead, there's this admin tab that only you and other admins, other people you put in the administrative role, will see. Other
Okay.
than that, nobody will see this. But if you click on here, here's all your administrative tools. And I've added a lot. Most of these tools you guys were managing through database interactions or updating HTML directly. You'll now do it through this UI. Um, but one of them is this agents tab. So in the agents tab, you'll see all of your agents and you can add agents. So I'm just gonna add one. Oh, I need to fix the labels. Those labels are bad, but okay, I'll get to that. Um, okay, so I just added an agent. You set the password. So when you add them, you're going to create whatever password you want for the agent. You always have to let them know. We can make that process more robust later, but I don't think that's any less robust than you guys have currently been doing, right? I think you've been setting their password and just giving it to them.
That's correct, and that's perfect.
Perfect. So it's still going to work that way. If they ever lose their password or you need to update it, you just change it here. So
Okay.
you just go, oh, I need to change it, and their new password is, oh, except I need to make that a password field. But all right, I should be keeping notes. Let me keep some notes. I have been testing this, but there's certain things I don't see, obviously. On add agent field type on password for change password. Okay. Okay, so you can disable users, you can make admins, and you can remove admins. So, like if I sign in, I'm going to log out and I'm going to log in. So, yeah, the registration link is gone. So I'm going to log in as me, and it was Froggy. And I can't get to the admin tab. And even if I tried, I would get an authorized exception. Like, yeah, you just can't get to it. So that just shows you that works, right?
Okay.
And you can see as an agent, I can't post on the brokerage message board. Like, I just don't have the ability to.
Good.
So I'll log back out, log back in as you. Is it? But you can. So you can post messages here, and I think they can reply. Should actually test that really quick. If I was smart, I would actually open up 2 browsers, but I'm not. So yeah, so they can't post, but they can see them all, and they can thumbs up things, and they can add replies. All that works just fine. They just can't post new messages there.
Perfect.
So that issue's fixed. The move to history. Okay, so a lot has been implemented on this page. So let me log back in here. So if I go to the CRM, so right now you don't have any contacts, so it won't show the current contact, I mean, there's nothing to search on. You can try, but we'll enter a new contact, and it will be Frank. And I think that's all we have to add, if I remember right. So yeah, now you can see Frank is highlighted. They didn't have any actions because we didn't set them up as a certain workflow. But I can add a new contact or edit this one, but we'll just add a new contact, call it Bob, and we'll say what's one that has a workflow. I think most of these do, but
they should all have workflows, I believe.
Okay. All right, so we'll do for sale by owner. I can't remember, source doesn't need anything unless we wanted. So workflow is what triggers, the combination of those two triggers the workflow. So I'll save that. You can see you got a workflow started for Bob. And the complaint was this move to history didn't work. It now works. So it popped that over to history, and it took it out of your pending action queue, and it updated your toolbar up at the top with your actions.
Okay, it should have scheduled FSBO 2 in its place.
That is a very good point. That is a good point. I swear I had that working. So now I'm a little confused. And FSBO does have 2.
FSBO has 8. Yep.
All right, that should be an easy fix. I know I had that working at one point, but that's a good catch.
Okay.
Whoops. Gal. History. Created. Okay, that should be a quick fix. So I'll work on that. There has been a few changes with how this works. Oh, I think one of the other bugs was when you left this page and came back, it wouldn't remember who you had selected, and that works now.
Good.
Keeps that selected. The search all works. I don't have enough details in there to do much, but it works. You can now change, this wasn't working before, I don't think, but now you can click, and apparently it's still not working. That was working, so I'm going to have to see what I broke there.
That was the open the document and do the merge. Oh, that's the due date.
So let me see.
I see.
Edit. Errored out. I'm curious what it errored on. Okay, I can probably actually fix that right now if we want to.
Yeah, go for it.
So let me go to here. Let me actually debug. Wait for that to start up. Oh.
Is this Visual Studio?
Yep. Yeah, this is all Visual Studio stuff. Okay, so if I click here, I got an exception, edit action view model 36. So 36 is this, select. So I have a lead type and workflow order number. Not quite quite sure what would be null there, but let's try it. Oh, is it because we didn't put a lead type in there? Yeah, lead type is null. So action, and this is in the action types drop down for this edit action. There's no lead type. That is weird. What are our action types? Let me see that. Sorry, 1 second. I thought this would be a little faster than it was.
No, take your time. This is fascinating.
Yeah, so do I not have lead types? Oh, because these are the manual ones. So the manual ones wouldn't have lead types associated with them, the manual selection types. Now let me think through what I was thinking when I did this. But they do have workflow, like a call. Does that have a workflow as well?
Call
An
does
extra
not.
type of call?
Call does not.
Okay, so I'm wondering if this action type. So we have 4 action types.
Call is an action type, not a workflow. So the
Yeah, so
FISBO
why did I?
FISBO will have like 8
So I've done
actions.
something weird here. In this action types drop down, I don't know why I'm putting the lead type and the workflow order number in there instead of just what the action type is. I don't know. I'm a little confused what I did there.
An agent can, for a lead, an agent can schedule a call.
Okay.
That's something an agent would do manually. So they would open up the lead, they would click schedule action from the toolbox, and that would
Gotcha.
enable them from that drop down box. They could schedule a call, an email, a mailing like a letter. They
Gotcha.
could schedule a meeting. So I think there's 4 action types. So when they click schedule action, they can choose from those 4 action types. All
Yeah,
the
and I guess what I'm confused on is why I'm even putting the lead in here. Like it feels like this should be this instead. It should be um, yeah, it should be where you can manually select, and then I'm going to actually comment this out. I'm sure I'm breaking something else, so we'll look at this in just a second, but let's just try this, right?
okay.
So this action type must have a title, a name. What does it have? Oh, I think it's because I changed something. I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit because I actually did change the data so that the action types got all their information from the lead types. And so the problem is with these 4 manual selected action types, I need to add a basically corresponding lead type for them.
Okay.
And I can't remember why I did that, but it simplified a bunch of logic. So you basically have a call lead or a mail lead. Either that or I got to go back and put, because on the action, um, sorry about this, but on the actual action type, these are the only properties. And at one point, I had a title here, like I had a code. So if we look at the history, yeah, I had a title here at one point, and I took it off thinking that all of this would come from the lead type because they were kind of duplicate. Like almost all of the action types matched the lead type plus a number, right, for the workflow order number. And I said, oh, I can simplify that and just pull those from the lead type and combine that work with the workflow order number. But that works for all of them except these 4 manual selected ones.
Right.
So now I have to decide, I can add a lead type for these 4, but then the problem is in your other dropdowns where we have lead types, you'll see call in the lead type, and that's probably not what you want.
Correct.
Okay, I can fix this. I just need to think about it. I clearly moved it and thought I had it, and I probably had it working one area and broke another area and wasn't paying attention. So I'll fix this, and it may even just be that I add a lead type that isn't visible, like, and it has a property on it that says this lead type isn't visible or isn't selectable,
Okay.
but it's used to derive this title for this action type. So I'll play with that. I think I can come up with something good there. But for now, let me undo this. Let me put this back.
You can always just run an exception too, like if the action type is call, email, or whatever, then don't depend on the lead type.
Yeah, exactly. The problem is then I need to know where I'm getting that text from. So you're right. I could say, hey, if there is no lead type, then pull it. But then I need a property. I need to put a property back there that says, oh, if there's no lead type, then the name is whatever the title is in the action
Okay.
category.
Either way, I
That
think it's
kind of
fine.
makes sense.
Yep.
So I can fix this, but I won't do it on the phone because I think I got to think about it for a minute or two.
Okay.
Okay. So let me kick this back up again. Okay. Okay, so ignoring that, this does pop up and has a date picker, and you can change the few options and add some notes. You can select the contact down here. So if you're working on your histories, you can click them down here. I can't remember if the current Atova works that way. Oh, it does. Yep. So you can select them and put them up there. I don't think that was working before. Move to history. And then if there is a merge type, then you can click it here. And clearly I broke that. So that used to be a link that you could click on. But on the manual types, there was no link because there was nothing to merge. So there would be no link there. Whereas in Atova, it's always a link. But if you click on it, it actually opens up this due date box. It opens this instead.
Which I like that behavior. That behavior should continue.
Oh, you do like always being able to click on this and it either opens this or a mail merge?
Correct. So if it's part of the
Okay.
workflow, it'll do the mail merge. If it's a manually scheduled action, it will open up the schedule window again.
Thing. Yeah, see, so and I'll tell you what I changed it to. I can change it back, but I changed it so there will only be a link here if it's a mail merge. Otherwise, you can always click on the due date for doing the actual scheduling, like the task updating and scheduling. Does that make sense? So you still have quick access to it, but if you want it to be here where it sometimes does this or sometimes does this, I can put it back.
I would probably make it so that they, in the instance of the manually scheduled action, that they're both hyperlinks and they both do the same thing.
Okay. All right, I'll add that back. And that's easy for me to do. I actually had that and took it out because it felt weird to me, but if that works better for your setup, I totally get that.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'll fix that. I don't know why I broke those two, but they should be pretty quick to fix. Same thing happens up here, but again, I broke it, so you can access it from multiple spots. Trying to think what else. I did fix an issue so it doesn't show just empty commas. I think that's been a ongoing issue in, yeah, see, like this, where it shows part of the address, comma, whatever.
Yeah.
In this one, I have it cleaner, so it'll show
Yes.
things if they're there. If not, it doesn't just leave a dangling comma out here and weird stuff. Like it just is presented nicer.
That's awesome. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Intercontact, I think nothing's really changed there. I might have fixed a few little issues, but I think that's pretty much the way it was. Edit. Oh, the other thing that's different, and maybe you'll hate this too, I don't know, but I made it so that only tools show up that you can actually use. So, like you can only edit a contact if you have a contact selected, which should be almost all the time. But there were a few other things I'm trying to remember. Like if I go to, whoops, if I go here, I can't remember. There was something else when you, and maybe all these are just when you have customers selected, these appear. But anyways, if you don't have a customer selected, like before we added a customer, actually I'll just delete this contact. Yeah, see, so it only shows these because these are the only links that will actually work when you have no contacts. So when a brand new agent starts, they can't start clicking on links that will break, but they could do that in the previous Atova. Like when you first started out, there were links like edit contact. Well, you can't click on that because you have no contacts and it would blow up.
Okay. What's the behavior when you? I know that you made it so that the contact that is open in the contact details window um,
Hmm.
is that state is remembered. So if you navigate away from CRM and come back to CRM, it remembers who you had. Um,
Right.
if
Right.
you log out and log back in, what's the behavior there? Is that remembering session based or permanent?
It doesn't remember session. It remembers your, so whatever browser you use to open that will remember it.
The
Does that
browser,
make
okay.
sense?
So you're setting a cookie.
Hmm. I think you cut out
You're setting you're
for a
setting
second.
you're setting a cookie or something.
It's not a cookie. There's actually in the browser. There's actually storage, like it's called
Uh,
browser
memory.
document storage or something. But there's actually a built-in thing in browsers where you can store tables of information and stuff.
Okay.
It's not the cookie. It's actually related to the specifically to the browser memory.
So, but
I keep it in there.
it is browser and computer specific though. So if I go to a different computer, let's say I go to a brand new computer that I've never been to
If you
before,
went to a brand new computer, it's not going to remember the last one.
what will it open up? It'll open up a blank contact.
Yeah, it'll basically look like this.
That's gonna
If
sketch. I
you
think that will sketch people out.
Oh, the weird thing is, oh, that's weird that that's showing because I thought if I have no contact, that whole thing wouldn't appear. But just curious. Huh, that's weird. Um, but yeah, I actually thought this whole section wouldn't appear. So you'd have pending actions, this and this. But you don't like that either.
I would not like that. No,
Okay.
and I don't I think it's cool. Well, it's browser based, so it's only if they ever use a new computer, which will be
And I can fix
rare.
that. I mean, I can store a value in the database. I just didn't go that far. I tried to do something a little quicker, But we could easily store a value on the user that says the last one. So when they went to a new computer, it still pulled it up.
Or if you want, you could say, if the data in the browser is null, then just show the first contact in their database.
Yeah, we could
So,
do that too.
so whichever's easier.
Whichever you like more. It's probably not a lot of work, honestly, either way I go. So we might as well just remember it, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Remember
that'd be great.
last contact. Okay, so yeah, that won't be bad. I just didn't do it.
Okay.
So, okay, what else? Put this back in there. The delete works, obviously, you just saw that.
Yep.
The schedule action will work as soon as I break the issue with the schedule action box, which is related to that due date. It's the exact same thing.
Okay.
Merge blank letter.
That just opens up. So if you have a
Yeah.
contact open in the contact window, merge blank letter just opens up a doc file that has their name and address and today's date.
No, that's totally fair, and I actually thought I had that working. So
Well, oh yeah, you have a
I think
contact
I've
there.
been heavy. I haven't messed with CRM. I've been heavy in admin and moving things around. I think I broke stuff,
Okay.
but it won't take me long to get it back up and running. I don't think.
Okay.
But that's making my demo crappy. I should have prepared for the demo a little better, but oh
No, that's
well.
okay. I'm excited about all the admin stuff. That's going to be huge for being able to be more efficient.
Yeah, should save people a little bit of frustration, I would think, and
Yeah.
and and it'll save some issues. Like when I went in and kept messing with code every once in a while, I'd noticed some changes people made, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. But you know what I mean? Because it gives you guys the freedom to make errors and mistakes, right? So this
Yeah.
should guide you a little bit better.
Sorry.
Um, okay, so yeah, so I'll fix that. I'm not sure. Actually, I was going to click on it again just see what happened.
This is not good.
Well, I'll figure it out. But what's not good?
That's what you said about us. Our code changes.
Oh well, yeah, just because you'd see some of them. I can show. Well,
No,
I
that's
should have
okay.
showed you some examples
I
because I
know.
probably should have been teaching you guys
And we've
how to
been
keep doing it, but I didn't have time. So I would just see it, and then every once in a while I would go in and clean up some mistakes and bail out again. But this will make it so you can't. And the browsers are really forgiving. So you guys would have bad HTML in there, and the browser would just make guesses and come up with something, and most of the time it would work. So
yeah.
I think you guys were doing okay, but it wasn't it definitely wasn't right. Like there was some very unstandard things going on in there. Um, and this should be better. Like this should make your site keep responding and not be error prone as much and etc. So
Wonderful.
I checked for duplicates. I need to finish that tonight.
Okay.
And bulk import. I think are these are the last two screens I have to actually implement.
Okay.
Advanced search is there, like it actually works.
Okay.
Except I don't have any lead types of that, so I'd probably have to search for. And we didn't add a city or anything. Let me add another contact. Bob, and its city is Boise. Good enough.
Yep.
Oh, I was like, what's happening? But I had a breakpoint, and I don't know why I did. Okay, so yeah, you can search for Bob up here. Do we actually have two Bobs?
You created one a few minutes ago, yeah.
Yeah, but why do both have Boise? That was really weird. I'm skeptical what just happened. Huh. I wonder if my breakpoint, if I hit that breakpoint and hit save twice, I don't know. That was really weird. I mean, normally I shouldn't have a breakpoint in here, and you guys won't ever have that in production, but that was a little weird. So, anyways, down here I can search for Boise, and there you see the options that came up. Um, oh, those are just the street address. Yeah, so that's the weird thing is you search, but you don't see the result on what you search on.
Yeah, you got to pull the rest of that data.
Well, yeah, and I just followed what format you guys currently had in Atova, and you didn't have
Oh
city
no, I
and
see. It
state
says
and stuff in
Bob.
grid.
I'm sorry. It says
You
first.
what?
You're good. I saw it wrong.
Yeah, yeah, and I did it first too. I'm like mailing address that should be there, but it's mailing street. So, anyways, that works. I'll play with it a little bit and make sure that duplicate doesn't happen.
Okay.
Not sure what happened there. Email you've already seen, that works. Resources. Okay, so I'll show you that in just a minute. We don't have any resources out there now, but we'll add one together. Floor time should work. Like you can come out here and take shifts and yeah, where did I just take that? Okay, did I take that shift? Let me take this one. Okay, Jeremy has broke all the stuff. Good times. All right. I am sad because most of this was working really slick before, but I think I've moved so much stuff around in the admin that I probably just broke a few things. Training. So I noticed, so when we go live, you guys have been changing your site while I've been developing this one, so we're going to have some inconsistencies that we're going to have to reconsolidate. But I think currently your training has changed, your training page, so it's a little bit different from this. So we might have to go back through and just determine if this is what we want and reconsolidate some stuff
Okay.
or not. I don't know, but yeah, like your training page versus my training page is a little different now. So you have business development and basics, but your lists are different. Like, oh, and basics got moved to the top, whereas my basics was at the bottom. And I think some of the entries are different.
Yeah, we're gonna
And
we will be reinventing this particular page. So
Okay.
I wouldn't kill yourself over this page right now because it's going to be changing.
Okay. Yeah, and right now I think you guys got rid of whatever video is that says video player, but anyways, yeah, we'll play with that a little bit.
Okay.
Let me put that back in there. Okay. The store, I'll show you that in a minute. Right now, these photos are busted, but I'll explain why. It's just because of my testing. But we'll add one and you can see what it'll look like.
Okay.
Best practices. Again, this is another one I think we're gonna have to clean up because you guys have probably made changes. So this is static content that's got behind a little bit. Preferences all works just like we talked about. Can't remember if you had. So yeah, this is fixed, although I've added a new bug. Advanced search is fixed. Bulk imports I've got to look at. We fixed this, but we're going to change that a little bit to remember cross browsers. Agent message board view all doesn't display any messages. So let me go there. Agent messages view all. That works now. So that must have been broken at one point, but I think I have that working now.
How do you um, when it's 5 years from now and there's 10 million agent messages? How do you cap that? Is it going to load them all? Is there going to be a next or?
So when you first load it, it does 60 days. You can switch to the last year, which will do 1 year's worth of information, or you can click on all and there is no cap there. So if I would say just don't click all, or we can get rid of all. And so you guys can always just look at the last 6 days or last years of information.
Well, no,
Or we can,
all is
oh, go
good. We
ahead.
want if somebody's gonna remember something that was posted 3 years ago. They're gonna want to find it. Um,
Yeah.
is last year
So,
last 12 months?
yeah, it's the last 12 months. Do you want me to change that? Is that what you said?
Yes, please.
Yeah, yeah. Oops, 12 months on. Okay. And we can change this all, like we could start to implement almost like a pagination thing. You know what I mean? Instead of having it all, we could have last 6 days, last year, previous, and you could keep clicking previous year to work your way back or something, or we could just get rid of these time frames, always show the last, 60 days worth and just have paging across the bottom where they can go back more 60 more days, more 60 more days, you know what I mean? Work their way back. Um, so I don't know. We can play with that, but we've got options. So, okay, you still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay. Okay, so that's it on that. Oh, let's see what else. Oh yeah, the mouse over thumbs up count. You want it to stay a cursor. I fixed that. So thumbs up. Was it supposed to? Oh, it was on this. On this, you wanted it to stay a cursor, and it was a thumb before. Is that right?
Um, what is that now? It says it's a little blurry. It said, what does it
This
say
is
there?
this is who's liked your comment. This comment.
That's
And
fine with the
before, when
cursor.
you put your mouse over it, it would turn into a thumb, and I think you said you didn't like that,
Yeah,
or
that's
it would
bad.
turn into a hand like a hyperlink, and it doesn't do that now.
Okay, good, perfect. That's correct.
Okay. Let's see. My custom links. This one I couldn't duplicate, so we might have to play with that some more, but I couldn't duplicate it. Oh, and editing, I put this in pending. We'll look at that later. That'll take me a little bit of work, but we can do that where you can edit an existing message. I just haven't done that yet.
Okay.
Um,
But right now you can delete it and just recreate it, right?
exactly.
I think that's
Yeah.
fine.
The only downside is it loses its order,
Ah,
in the conversation. So
that's true.
yeah, but we can tackle an edit at some point.
Okay.
Um, okay, so agents we did. You can add agents. You can disable agents. You can't delete them because they have historical data, but you can disable them, which means they'll no longer show up in any of the drop downs or the display pages. And within 30 minutes, even if they did the remember me, I think it's within 30 minutes, maybe it's even 10 minutes, it'll lock them out so they actually can't get into the site anymore.
Okay.
Um, Make admin, obviously, and remove admin puts them in or out of admin roles.
Okay.
Okay. Blog schedule. You'll see all the blogs here. I need to fix a lot of these views so it shows no blogs or whatever when you get there, but I haven't taken the time to do that. But we can add a blog. You can say who's the blog for. You can say you didn't have any date pickers before. I've added a date picker so you can choose dates.
That's great.
So you can say, oh, you're scheduled for this blog on 2/1 of 19, and add you, so you're there. You can always delete the blog entry. And if you go to the dashboard, where's the blogs at? There you go. So it's on the blog now.
Great.
So you don't have to do that in the database. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Broker dailies, same idea. You can add a broker daily, pass a link. I don't even care. I'm too lazy to type in a real URL, but there it is. You can click on the link and go to it, except I didn't enter a valid URL, so it'll break, and you can delete it. And same thing back here, it's on this page. So you add it there and it pops up here.
Can you go back to that? Go back to the Broker Daily one more time. No, where you were at the admin page. So
Oh,
admin, Broker Daily. So you have click add, please. So we have name and link, and then go back to
yep,
the display. Go back to the dashboard.
yep. Go back to the dashboard. Okay.
We have a date. And
Yeah, so the date is when it got added,
okay.
and then the link is the combination of the name and the link into a hyperlink form that agents can click on, which is, I think, exactly how you had it in.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly what
Yeah,
we want.
yeah, same idea. Oh, except you had time, but they were always zeros. So
That's okay. I can integrate that. I can integrate that into the name.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're perfect.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Event calendar, same idea. You can give it a title. You can say what date it defaults to today, but you can add it to whatever date you want. Give it some notes. Save it. You can delete it if you don't want it anymore. If you go to the dashboard, there's your event calendar. So it just popped in there.
Okay. Awesome.
Whoops. There's that one. Yeah, all these admin pages took me a lot longer than there was more than I really, but as I went through it, I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to make this better. Lead distributions, you guys already had this page, but it was a hidden page that you just had to magically know the URL to. Now you can get to it. You can pick your lead type. You can choose you want it to go to the agent on duty, or you can pick an agent, whatever. There it is. And if I go to the, whoops, did I put both of them back on? Okay, anyways, I go to the dashboard, there it is. And it'll show the top X number, I can't remember. All these are limited by the X number, and then you can go to the view alls and view all of them, right?
Okay, awesome, perfect.
So there's that one, and I used the same format, time format and stuff you had in your current Atova one, I think. Like I tried to keep that consistent for the most part. Other than getting rid of these times here because they were weird. Okay, so where was I? Lead, quick links, another one. I'm not even going to type in a URL because I'm too lazy. We'll refresh this, and now you should. Where are your quick links?
Is there a right column bottom?
Oh, there we go. Yep. So the quick link appears. And
Okay.
just like in Atova, you didn't have dates or a table or anything associated with these. You just had the full list.
Yeah.
So there's no view all, and it's just whatever, right?
Yep.
But at least now you can maintain them instead of going into code. So
yeah.
Recognition. Okay, so this is different. So before, whenever we had to add new recognition, like a new year, I'm guessing you guys were going into the database and into HTML and updating all the different levels and what the limits were, so the text was right on the page and so the filters were right.
Correct.
Or actually, maybe you weren't even editing these filters in the database. It was only in HTML because you guys were manually creating recognition awards, right?
Yep.
So in the new version, you no longer have to manually create recognition rewards. Instead, you'll just come in and add your levels and the types. So for example, I have 2018 all built out using basically what you had in 2018. But let's say it's now 2019's coming up. Oh, we want to get our recognition levels set up. So you just go in here and you'd say, oh, for 2019, the minimum amount is going to be $5 million or whatever, right? Yeah. So you add that. So now you've got, I need to order these. These should be ordered by year and then by name, or actually probably by year and then minimum amount.
Yeah.
But I'll fix that. So actually I should recognition level year, then amount descending. Okay. So I'll fix that. I probably just oversight. And you can delete them. If you delete them, they automatically shift all the agents into the right bucket that's no longer there. And then when you add them, they redistribute the agents back into the correct buckets when you add.
Great.
And same, I think if you change the amounts, there might be, I actually need to test that, but I might have some bugs there because it sounds, I don't remember doing a lot of testing there, but But the idea is you should just be able to update these on the fly, and it'll redistribute the agents into the right recognition levels. You probably won't be touching these hardly ever once a year begins, but if you ever did, it should redistribute them, right?
Okay.
So when you do this, back on the dashboard, these awards will appear here once we have, so we got to go add some transactions, but I'll show you that. Okay, so that's it for recognition level limits. You'll add the different levels. If you ever add a new type, like right now you have diamond, emerald, whatever. If you ever added a new thing like mithril or whatever type you wanted to add, I don't have a UI for that yet, so we'll have to do that, but I don't think that happens hardly ever, so I'm like, we'll defer that till later if we want to make that a little more robust.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's fine. We very well might be finalized here, so that may never come up.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, we'll see. So, which is fine. Yeah, and that's kind of how I figured it. I'm trying to do the 90-10 rule. Like let's account for 90% of the manual stuff you guys were doing before. If there's a few little manual things you still have to do, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, agreed.
But most of this should be automated now, or at least UI interactable. So rentals, I don't know why there's already some rentals in here. And maybe because I was playing with it and I haven't reseeded the database. So this might have been from me playing last night or whatever.
Okay.
But we'll add one just so you know it's actually working. So right now you're the only agent in there that's active. We'll say the date for this rental was available. Actually, we'll do a future one because I think I already have some ones that are available now so you can see the difference. So we'll do Steve House, whatever. Okay, so that's yours. It orders them. You can delete them. And back on the dashboard, there it is. So you can see we have 2 that are available now that all happen to be you, and then one that's going to be available on 2/1/19. It's this description.
Okay.
Okay. Whoops. Keep clicking the wrong buttons. Okay. Resource categories. Okay, so resources you now manage through this interface. So you can create as many resources as you want. You can create as many categories as you want. And you can even add resources that aren't visible on the resources page that you may want to link to like blogs or Facebook or whatever, that you don't necessarily need a navigation link on your site, but you do want to host the content and post it somewhere else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in here, we're going to add one, and we're going to call the category miss, because I don't want to type that whole thing. Okay, so now we have a category. We can click on it, and now we're in this category. We're in this resources category, and we can actually add a resource. So we're going to add a resource. This one will be Steve's photo album, because that's awesome. And I don't want to type in a URL. If you're understanding how lazy I am now, here, we'll upload Mad Moose's layout.
Okay.
We'll show it on the resource page, which means that will start to show up when you click on resources. Otherwise, it wouldn't, but you could see the link here and use it in other blogs or whatever.
Okay.
But we're going to show this one. What does that say? URL or file. Oh, okay. So that's actually a good thing. So you can put a link into your resources that's actually a link to another site, or you can use a file that you want on your resources, right? Because you had some of both, right? But it can't be both. It can't be a URL and a file. So in this case, I'm uploading a file.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm uploading a Mad Moose logo or layout. So there we go. So that's there. We can add a different one.
That's a URL.
It's a URL, right? Google.com, whatever. Yeah, it needs to be fully qualified, like that, but still.
Okay.
And we'll show that one too. Okay. So we have 2 of these now. We should be able to click on this. It opens up my floor plan is now out on your resources page. If I go to resources, here they are. So you can click on,
I saw that. The second one was a wrong cursor.
Yeah, and I think I've done something wrong there, so I'll fix that. All right. I think that'll be a quick fix. I just screwed something up.
Well, it was only for the file. The file had the wrong cursor. The link had the correct cursor.
Cursor on resources and doesn't open file. And then this one takes me to Google. Okay, so yeah, I'll fix this.
It did
that
open
should
the
be
file.
easy. You can see it actually does work in here. I just have screwed up the URL somehow. But yeah, so you can click on this and open that, or you can click on this and go to Google, right? And you can maintain all your links here, delete them, add them, whatever, add new groups. The one thing I didn't add here is a way to move links from one group to another.
That's okay.
So
Don't worry.
you'll have to
We'll just delete them and
re-add
recreate them.
basically. So if you go to delete like a file, just make sure you download it first, then delete it, then add it in a new spot and re-upload it. Does that make sense?
Yep, that's fine.
And we can add move features later if we
don't need it. We don't need it.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what else was I going to show you here? Oh, you can in categories delete a category, and if you do, you have to say where you're moving all those resources to. So you can bulk move things if you ever decide to rename or merge categories or whatever. You can do that.
Okay.
But you do need at least more than one category. So if I was doing a new category group called Jeremy, and I wanted to get rid of miscellaneous, and I was going to move all those resources into here because I was kind of regrouping, I would just say move those to Jeremy, and then my site blows up because I have another bug. So category errors. Okay. All these things might sound big, but they'll be pretty quick for me to fix, actually.
Yeah, no, I know.
So I think that's it. And I think on resources, it moved one of them and didn't move the other. And it might be because I have some bug with this. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But what I was going to show you is if you have a category that has no items in it, it won't show up. It'll only show up once you start adding resources, but you'll still be able to get to them on the admin page.
Okay.
Okay, products. So products, you can manage all of your store products through a UI now. So you can add new products, you can edit. I don't know what the link does. Oh, the link makes it so then you can go in and edit the product options, right? So each product option has multiple drop downs with multiple prices, and you can delete and add options. So we'll add a new product just for fun. And you can choose a file. This is gonna, I actually need to, I have a bug here, so I'm not gonna do this right now, but if I upload this file and then we go to view it, it actually does it the size of the file you uploaded instead of fitting into that nice, like resizing it to fit into the box.
Okay.
So if I do that, you'll see craziness. So I'm not gonna do it for now, but you can choose an image. If you don't, it'll have that no image thing that I just showed you. So there's Steve's product. You can we'll go in here and add an option that's like, what is it? Starter is $10 and premium, whatever this premium option is $100. Okay, whatever. So there's your options. And if we go to the store, let's find Steve. There's your product that got added to your store. Since we didn't add, and we can change this. I just put photo coming soon. You might want to just make this like an Atova URL or whatever image we can change this to. I just did this for now.
Okay.
Or whatever text you even want here, we can change it to.
Okay.
So there's your product, and here's your options.
Fantastic.
So you can edit all of these now. And all of these are broken because I haven't uploaded your existing images, but it knows an image is there, and so it's just erroring out. It's saying 404 not found, but we'll fix that.
Okay.
Okay, what else? I've got to get off in 5 minutes. So I'll keep showing you this thing. The weekly monitor is, you know how on the dashboard you have that weekly monitor file, this thing?
Yes.
You can now just upload it here. So you just go to weekly monitor, you browse to that new ping or JPEG or whatever, hit save, and it'll appear on the dashboard.
Great, awesome.
And then the transaction summary, you can go and add transactions just like you could before. You can pick your years, you can view these. Why is that taking so long to think? Oh, I must have a breakpoint, gosh dang it. That's from debug. Okay, so yeah, you can go in and view details. These are all the details for 2019. I just threw in 3 things for you. You can add transactions. This is all the stuff you can type in. all the close date, all that stuff. Let's see. um, actually, no, that won't. Well, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Oh. Okay, so there I added one for Jeremy Armstrong. You can add multiples. I need to add some better navigation, but there you go. Now I show up on the summary. I have my one transaction. You can drill into me and view my individual transaction details, or you can view the entire year's transactions, which has yours and mine. So all that's working. You can edit, like I can go in and edit my transaction, or you can even delete transactions. So I think that's it. So I'll fix this list of bugs. But did you have anything else for me in the next 5 minutes we want to talk about?
No, it's great. The progress is really good. If you can fix the bugs that we have here and then republish to uh, a production test environment, I can start hitting it again, and
Okay.
we'll go from there.
Okay, I will get it uploaded tonight. Do you care about any of the data that's out there right now? It'd be easiest if I just reset it.
Yeah, no, that's fine for now.
Okay, so I'll reset it and I'll add you as the only user in there, and then you can go create. You can add other users, let them go in and play with it and test it, and then just send me any feedback. But I should be able to get all of these bug fixed tonight. These really won't take me very long, and then I'll push. The thing that'll take me a little bit longer is adding the two remaining views,
Okay.
just because I'm starting from scratch there, so I got a lot of logic to add there. But I'll get those added if I have time tonight. If not, I'll do that tomorrow. But I'll focus on the bugs for now, get it published tonight, and hit you up when it's out there.
Perfect. Hey, I really appreciate it. It's exciting to see all this progress, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, cool.
All right, thanks,
Talk to you soon,
Jeremy.
man.
All right, catch you later.
Yep, bye.
Bye bye. All right, so this is just the streaming window. You can see this is where I start and stop my streams right there. But before I end the stream, I just wanted to tell you guys that this is Jeremy and I do this from time to time. That's how we do progress on the programming side, and so I thought I would give you guys visibility into that, just kind of for the fun of it. And I hope you enjoyed. So talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye bye.